Hey YouTube, coming at you with another Holiday Cup team, Double Electric plus Mandibuzz. So I thought that electrics were kind of like underrepresented right now, yet they could be very very strong. But there's also now a lot of the ground ghost Pokemon, so I needed an answer for that, and Mandibuzz fit the bill pretty well. And like between that and just like dragons, and it just does well against most things except for like Lanturn and fairies, but there's not a ton of those. Um, I did well with this team. Doesn't mean you're going to do well with this team because, again, if you have not been on this channel for a while, Togedemaru is very finicky to use. You're going to see a couple battles here that I win where it's just like knowing how to play the Pokemon. If you do not know how to play the Pokemon, do not use this team. Um, because I'll show you, like, Dedenne, sorry, Ryan Swag, Dedenne's bad. Like, it goes up against Vigoroth multiple times and loses because two discharges don't take out Vigoroth, but two body slams take you out, even though you're resisting the counter. So it's just like not impressed with that Pokemon. Togedemaru I dominate with. Mandibuzz is very, very strong though. So this matchup is obviously one of the better ones you're going to get because you are a fairy, so you are resisting the Dragon Breath and you're hitting super effective with the Play Rough. So get this off, they shield. I'm pretty sure they get to an Icy Wind, but it's not enough to take me out and I get another Play Rough off. So I'm pretty sure I take, I think I go down, but I think I like basically take it out. Put it within like a couple Thundershocks for Togedemaru and then, or a couple Snarls. I forget which one I come in with. And then, because they have to throw here. Yeah. So put in the work there, but again, it's a dragon. So did you? Yeah, so like 1 HP, getting ahead here, 1 Thundershock, that's okay. And out comes a Charge Bug. So this is where you kind of need to learn how to use it. So you can't, because just think about this logically. You can double Wild Charge. 2 Wild Charges will take out. The problem is, so there's 2 things at play here. One is they are electric and bug, so none of their moves are going to do anything to you because you resist the electric because you're electric and you resist the bug because you're half steel. So you don't need to worry about any of their moves. The only thing you need to start worrying about is if you throw a wild charge and lower your defense times 2, you can't immediately get out into Mandibuzz because Mandibuzz is going to have a terrible matchup against this. So what I'm doing is I know wild charge, 2 wild charges are enough to take out, but I can't just throw it yet, and I'm already at 100 energy. So what I kind of just need to do is, even though it's not going to do anything and they're not going to shield, I do need to just boost my attack and then start getting back up to 100 energy. So I have a boosted attack with like multiple wild charges coming out. So that's essentially what I'm going to do here. So that's fine. Boost my attack, knowing that it's not any sort of useful. Now they throw, thinking that I'm going to lower my attack, but I'm not. I will have to shield because I'm like resisted or not. I'm getting low here. But now I'm at 100 energy again. So now I can start just throwing a ton of stuff. So I throw the wild charge. They do not shield that. They're low enough that I think I want to boost one with the Fell Stinger maybe as a neutral move, but the Fell Stinger is so bad, as you can see, it does not. But they think, oh, you must be gone on energy because you just threw a wild charge and a Fell Stinger. It's like, nope, I am not, and I'm 2 times boosted. So goodbye Sableye. And now I can just come and snarl here for the rest. Right, so just a very, very strong Pokemon if you know how to use it in those scenarios. So Jellicent was on the lead, and I have 3 answers for Jellicent. So I'm not in any sort of rush to get out here. They shield 1, and that was a good bait. Let's see if I just go straight discharge because it's 2 discharges plus a couple Thundershocks to take it out. But as you're going to see, like, look at those resisted counters. They haven't thrown a body slam yet. That's just resisted counters, and now the body slams. Now I'm in like resisted counter range, right? It's crazy how much damage it does on Dedenne. And every time I've used Dedenne, I've just like, you're so glassy. So I come in here, getting a little head on energy. I feel like I need to shield up a Rock Slide. That's probably one of the moves that are going to hit the most. So I'm going to farm up a little bit. I felt like Aerial Ace probably is enough, but I really just hate Aerial Ace, so I'm like, no, let's just confirm I get out. So I know they're running Bubble Jellicent, and I'm like, okay, Bubble's slightly better than Dark Pulse. Jeez. Bubble's slightly better than Hex in this situation, but like, are they coming here really to surf me? And they are not. They're coming in to Ice Beam me. So that hurts. Again, Mandibuzz is so tanky. That's non-stab, so I'm okay overall there. Gonna hit this here. Once they decided to shield that, I immediately came in here knowing that, like, I'm only potentially worried about like a ground in the back. I have the ground in the back. I need to like kind of see it and not be taken out here. So I immediately switch. But now you're just going to see, again, with Togedemaru, you need to do a lot of things. One of them is try not to throw the moves until, if you're against a Pokemon who has nothing to throw at you, do not throw the Wild Charge until they dump their first energy. So here comes a Frenzy. Frenzies are still going to hurt even though it's resisted, but it's not going to take me anywhere near out. If I threw a Wild Charge first, it would have taken me out. So again, now I'm at 100 energy. Here comes a Wild Charge, not enough to take out. Here comes a couple more Sparks. Thunder Shocks. I am super attack heavy, so here comes your goodbye Wild Charge. Here comes a Thunder Shock. Here comes a Wild Charge. So goodbye Venusaur. Goodbye Jellicent. Goodbye opponent when you are up against me as one of the best players in the world with this Pokemon. Like, seriously, just killing it with that Pokemon. So kind of core breaker here. You're double weak to ground with double weak to ground on the front, weak to ice in the back. So that's not great. But I am able to, I think I just call the bait and it's just an ice punch. So as you can see, still almost freaking takes me out. I've never used it. I'm sorry, Ryan Swag. I know you love this Pokemon. It is so bad. We CMP there, which is huge. So now I need to make a decision. Do I come in, resist claws and shield up a punch, or do I come in Togedemaru and just like try and farm up a ton? So I decide to come in here and just farm up a ton, knowing that I probably have to shield up a Drill Run because Drill Run would one-shot me, which is fine. So I shield that up, and then can I get the full farm down? I cannot, which I'm like, this probably just cost me the game. So I probably should have thrown, so they just go Ice Punch. They come in Paleo Sand. They are double weak to me here, but unless, I think this is what's going to happen is they're just going to take me too low. Yeah, so what they do is Bubble is better against Mandibuzz. They surf me. That's enough to chip. I should have thrown here. I'm stupid. I was trying to get to... Yeah, I misplayed this. I need to like grab that last shield or take this out. Because all that did... Because Mudshots are resisted. And all this did was just put me in Shadow Ball range. Which I was not in Shadow Ball range had that Surf not gone through. So if I took that shield... I would have been okay. That said, Shadow Ball... Actually, not quite enough to take me out. I bait... thinking that they're going to shield, because why wouldn't they? And I do end up winning this because I get to this move and then I snipe with the Wild Charge. I still don't think I played that right. Like, you can win these matchups and just look back on your plays and think like that was not the right play. There's no reason for me to take that Surf there. If I throw, I already had to move. If I throw before one of two things happens. I force them to use that shield, to get that next Surf off, and then I have no shields left on the Paleo Sand, or they let that go down, and then they need 2 Shadow Balls to take me out, so I'm going to grab a shield back with these anyways there. So although I do end up living baiting, I baited and then landed, baited, lived, landed, sniped, is how I ended up having to take that matchup. So even though I won, you could play that better. So going Play Rough, because Play Rough is like significantly better than Discharge. If you are going to use this Pokemon, even though I've smack talked it like 10 times already, is it only that much better? So Discharge is, oh, I'm guessing just overall damage is what I'm feeling. In terms of damage per energy, it's actually pretty close. So Discharge is 45 energy for 78 damage on Dedenne, 1.73 damage per energy. and Play Rough is 60 for 108 for 1.8 damage per energy. And I think why it just feels much worse is because you are doing 30 worse. But because Thundershock is just such a fast charging move, 4.5 energy per turn, it's a 2-turn move, right? 2-turn move. Wow. It just means like it doesn't take significantly much longer to get to the Play Rough. So you get not a high, super high DPE, 1.73 versus 1.8, but you get that extra like 30 damage for like 1.5 Thundershocks, which is why it feels like worse. This matchup, same. Oh, this would have been this. I remember this. This would have been the most amazing. I would have showcased this constantly. Shield that up. Boosted. Wild Charge. Goodbye. So up to 100 energy. Goodbye. Trevenant. Resisted. Got to get up to 100. Unfortunately, they are also at a surf, and I said the easiest catch to make is when you both have to throw the move. One of the team, you got a Pokemon to catch on. You both have to go to CMP, or else I have to throw, or else he's gonna surf and take me out. And then him knowing he's gonna lose CMP, it's just such an easy catch. So Wild Charge, perfect, and catch. So 100% smart play. I have to because he had a surf, and one Thundershock here takes me out. One Spark takes me out, I mean. So I had to throw it at that time, so it was just a smart heads-up play by my opponent there. So, okay, again, with a higher DPE and just that much more damage, we are going straight Play Rough. They shield, and I'm like, okay, that makes things more interesting immediately. They're going to outpace me, yeah, because it was 7-6. 7-6, 7-7. Looks like 7-6 because I just got to the move. And then they catch on a double. And I'm like, okay, this is interesting. And then I think I try and catch myself. Yeah. Try and catch the Body Slam, which is kind of whatever, because unless it's running Body Slam Wild Charge, it's going to be throwing Body Slam anyways because of Payback is resisted. So it kind of has to throw Body Slam anyways, and just going straight Body Slam here is not the worst case scenario for them. I'm farming up a ton because I'm trying to burn the Switch Clock is exactly what I'm doing actually. Because I know the Lanturn's going to come back in. So I need to come out with a move here so I can toss this and burn the Switch Clock so this thing just does not get farmed down for no reason. So there's your Dark Pulse. I come back to Dene and I chip because this is like, I'm like, okay, this is actually good because I can chip this low enough that it puts it in Thundershock range. And they shield. They're going to have to throw. And I think you know where we're going here. I'm going to let the Switch Clock come up because if you're going to have Togedemaru and you're going to Wild Charge stuff, you need to have a reset here, right? And it is an Arctibax. That is okay. Every move is resisted. 2 Wild Charges should be enough to take this out. Dragon Claw resisted. Get up to that. Do not throw beforehand so you don't lower your defense significantly. Basically get to 100. Wild Charge. I'm going to farm up a bit more. I don't want to take another move though. I want to save the shield. I can reset on my Mandibuzz here. So there's 2. Reset. Force them to Spark down here. That's fine. Now 4 times lower defense is reset. Get to the Wild Charge. Take this out. So it's stuff like that. Like you need to know if you're going to use this Pokemon, you need to know, like, don't dump your energy till you have 100. Make sure you have something to reset on. Like, be aware you're going to win like CMP pretty much every single time. There's just like a lot of things you need to take into consideration when you're doing that. Like, and when you go double Wild Charge, your defense is 4 times lower now. So like even resistant moves are going to do a ton. So you have to be able to reset or hope you have enough health to just take like those moves. So they are staying in here, which I was like, you know I'm on electric and a fairy, right? Because this is a very bad matchup for you. They shield, and I'm like, okay, if they're shielding, they're maybe going to throw a Moonblast to take me out here. They just go Sky Attack. I'm like, okay, I'll just take you out. But they get to a second Sky Attack. And this is what I'm talking about. So this is resisted. It's just a Sky Attack. But look at this. Look at this scenario with the Dene. You have an Altaria doing resisted Dragon Breaths and resisted Sky Attacks. You have you as a fairy doing Stab, super effective Play Rough, and Stab Discharge. And you're both in the deep red. Yes, I'm aware you're going to have more energy, and I'll probably farm a bit here to come up with a bit of energy. But, like, this isn't good. Like, this should be such a dominating matchup, and this is your matchup. Like, come on. So I'm going to farm up because they just dumped their second Sky Attack, so it's going to take a while to get to the third, and Dragon Breath is resisted. So I take it out, and I tried to get the Play Rough. I can't, so I might just want Chip, but I guess they just don't know the counts because they shield. Which, I mean, I wouldn't be getting that either, so I would probably shield as well. I feel like they got to the return, and it's a really risky play not to throw the return, so I end up shielding. They make it to a second return, but if they do, that's okay. You'll live one for sure. They try and catch. I throw anyways. It's kind of a dumb throw here. Because one wild charge from this range will not take out. One wild charge does like 50, just probably just over 50%. Why they threw the Thunderbolt, I don't know. So I have to go like double wild charge there anyways, which I could. You can live a surf there. This is bad. So I remember this matchup just being like, I should go Play Rough here. There's no reason. Greedents aren't going to shield, right? And now I need to land a Play Rough anyways. Greedents, Lickitungs, stuff like that, they're not going to shield. So if you're at the move, just throw it. And now they boosted their attack, and now I don't even get to a Play Rough because they take me out here because they're boosted Body Slam, and I'm like, ah, crap. I just put myself in a very, very awkward situation. So now I have to like, I put myself in an awkward situation. Like, I don't know what they're doing because I had to come in here and take like super effective mud shots but resist everything else on the Togedemaru, or I had to come in here with Mandibuzz and take like boosted Body Slams. They gave up switch into Skeledirge, which is interesting. And they have a double fire, and unfortunately I do have an electric on the front, but my electric in the back is half steel, so this is not good. And then they just ramp up here and this game's over. So it's kind of tough when the double fire in the back. Like, what can you really do when one of your Pokemon is just going to get incinerated into the ground here? Like, okay, not much you can do. If you run this Pokemon, you kind of know your limitations anyways. So Wild Charge, goodbye Greedent, one Spark, Wild Charge, here comes a Shield. Unfortunately, they got a full Incinerate through, so that is going to be a lot of extra energy. And they essentially have back-to-back moves here. I have a Dark Pulse, but I don't think a Dark Pulse does 55% here. I am a man. Okay, and sorry for the weird cut there. My screen just froze with one battle left. So I had to cut and edit in here. But here we are again in this Vigoroth matchup, which is very annoying because, as you're going to see, you both get to the Discharge and Body Slam at the same time, 5 and 5. 2 discharges does not take out. They are left with like a couple HP. So a couple HP, they live. So I'll go down here, going down to, again, a non-stab counter user doing resisted counters is definitely a thing here. Come in here because I don't want to take super effective counters. They have Gligar, which is, I was going to say, if you want to see a freaking Gligar, it is here instead of having resisted wild charges on this thing. So I am very happy to see it here. I was actually quite surprised. I'm like, isn't dig half the thing with Gligar? Like, you want to get off those digs? You really coming in here just to air release me? And then you will see how freaking low this thing takes me with one shielding it as well. Like, tanky enough to just survive these dark pulses. These air releases come real quick with the wing attack. Like, we're already at a move here again. Like, here we go. Like, they're taking me down to the red before I'm taking them down to the red. So I'm like, okay, this is not good. This won't take out. And they shield. And I'm like, I kind of have to shield here. Because I think a wild charge probably does take out from this range. So I could have, like, wild charged and took this out. Maybe, like, save the shield. Farm up to, like, a couple wild charges. But as you're going to see here, I'm at a wild charge. Wild charge does not quite take out here. So you may be wondering, like, why are you letting this move go? Because I'll live and a wild charge does not take out. I need a couple more thunder shocks here. Let me actually just check that. I feel like that's not right. I feel like a wild charge probably should take out a Jellicent from full health. In the zeros, if I just go straight wild charge. No, it actually doesn't. 133 damage, which is 84.5%. The thunder shocks do 4 damage, which is 2.5%. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I need 6. So it only takes 5 to get to the wild charge. But 5 would have been 12.5% plus 85% is 97.5%, which is not enough to get out. So I needed to get that extra thunder shock. So I know my Pokemon. So that is the team. Like I said, if you're going to use Togedemaru, I've given you hints how to use it through this match. I think Mandibuzz is strong. I didn't talk about it much, but it's got like the bulk. It'll cover those ghosts that you're seeing pop up. Stuff like that. Just watch out for lanterns, which is why I kind of had 2 electric answers for lantern. And then today is crap. Sorry. Anyways, that is it. Thanks for watching. Do you have any teams, battles? Submit them in the link below quickly. Is that Holiday Cup next week again? Or is it, I think it's like a double week of Holiday Cup and Great League next week. Let me just check that. So I was going to say submit some battles, but not if this league is ending. It is ending. It's ending. It's Great League, Ultra League, and Master League next week. Great League, Ultra League, and Master League. Oh, and then it's Holiday Little Cup the following week. Okay, I thought there was a second Holiday Cup. Okay, so no, don't send me this, because by the time this gets posted, it's Tuesday. Unless you're sending it like Tuesday night for me to put up Thursday, sure. But if you're sending it to me like Wednesday or Thursday, this league's going to be over by then, and I'll probably have my videos done. So yeah, that's it. That's the team. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.